There is a new like phraseology that I was exposed to just in the last week, churchianity. And I
Ooh.
was like, okay, because I always felt like I was denouncing the church or denouncing Christianity when I would make commentary similar to what we're having a conversation around now. And that's like never my intention. But
Yeah.
people just, they don't know that there's more and they're not seeking for more because we live such a busy, I quote those, air quote, because I can't stand when people call me busy. They live such a busy, chaotic life that the check of the box is all they have time for. It's all that they really intend to do with that space of spirituality. You know,
Right.
those like pie charts that you will see, and people are like, okay, so like finances, family, fitness, and then they like put faith in that pie chart. And I'm like, you are missing it. You are missing it. It's not something that is just an element of who you are. It's the
Mhm.
foundation to who you
Yeah.
are. You don't
Absolutely.
get to breathe without that piece. And therefore, it's not a physical only or a mental only or a relational only or an emotional health only. It's not like that. Even the spiritual realm, God wants all of us.
Come
And
on. All
so
of it.
it's so good that like in the seeking and in that storyline piece that you're specifically mentioning, now you have your own story. You have your own pulpit, your own stage, right?
Yeah.
To be able to say like, this is the Jesus I know. This is the character that I've experienced, because it wasn't even for me until about 3.5 years into my transformational relationship with God that I actually experienced him as Abba Father
Mm.
because of past trauma. And so as you like unpacked this gift that is Jesus, this gift that is God, tell me
Mhm.
about like different character facets that you explored and discovered.
Ooh, now that was one of the first ones that I encountered was Abba. So knowing God as my father was one of the first things that he began to show me. And full transparency, one of the things that God showed me was that I didn't know what it was like to be fathered, right? So my dad, love him to death, was in and out of my life as I was, a child. And my uncle, loved him to death, stepped in. My little brother was more like a daddy because he was always trying to tell me what to do. But,
Too.
but I really did not know how to be father or what that felt like or what that experience was like. And so one of the first things that I began to experience from my relationship with God was just that ability to love me in a different way that I was not used to yet, and to show me things and reveal things to me, right? To have this level of protection, to be the one that I could go to with all full transparency, and that was who I experienced first. Oh my gosh.
I love that. And I think, especially as women, it's like a whole nother realm of that character. And while my husband, I know, has explored God the Father in a way because of his childhood as well,
Mhm.
it's something different. Just like when I mother my son, it's a mother son relationship than when I mother my daughter, right? Like it's always a little different. And so I love like the masculinity that God
Mhm.
brings to us as
Mhm.
daughters, because
Absolutely.
it's a representation of masculinity that I don't think is fully embraced by
Mhm.
men often, especially men that aren't seeking God. Men of God might tap into it, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but it's kind of that understanding, that full awareness factor. I
Yeah.
think we're discredited, honestly, as women often because of our emotions, where
Yeah.
God's like, I made you like that. I see
Yeah.
you in that. I love you for that. Come to
Mhm.
me with those emotions, right?
Yeah.
And I love that facet of him being a father for me too. So I love
Ooh.
that I got to experience
And
that.